Do do. Come on. I'm trying to find a text editor. I can't believe all the text editors I got suck so badly. What's a programmer's text editor these days for Windows that doesn't suck poop? There must be something. Programmers. Editor. And I know I could jump into Linux, but I feel if we're in Windows, we should give it kind of a go, really. So let's see what we can find. Open source, of course. We're not paying for this thing. Unfortunately, we have to do what we need to do. Notepad++. Does it do Lua? Because Lua highlighting would be quite useful, I have to admit, because we're going to be using Lua in our INFON battle arena. Battle arena. Look at that face. The face only a mother could love. Ooh, downloading dodgy files. English, please. Next. Yes. Yes. Did you ever click one of these things and it installed like a spammy spy bot on your machine? Because you just ignored it. Hey Neil. Because you weren't paying enough attention and now I'm spam botted to hell. It happens. Happens to the best of us, I'm afraid. And it even happens to me, who is the best of the best. Look at this bloody thing. I've just installed that. Oh, edit with Notepad++. That will work. Oh, and it has done the syntax highlighting. So all I need to do is embiggen it, in massive it, and we can actually see what I'm typing. And then I'll tell you what I'm up to. Bing toolbar. You're absolutely right. The Bing toolbar is the one. Curse you, Bing. Can you imagine it being so useless that you have to resort to basically sneaking your way onto someone's software, someone's system? Right. How do I find the settings in Notepad++ to achieve something that can make this readable to the boys and girls at home? Because I can barely read it on my monitor. Unless you're watching on your telly, I suspect you won't. This is always the pain, actually, of any stream involving software or coding. You can hardly read the bloody thing. Right. Come on, guys. Let's do this. So it's got plugins. It's not going to be plugins. Start beginning. File. Yeah. Yeah, Windows Magnifier. I need that. It's designed for me, for sure. Copy to clipboard. Blah, 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 blah. Don't think it's there. This is quite a feature-rich thing. There is a zoom. Oh, zoom in. Ooh, okay, let's try that. Mouse wheel. Right, I'm using the mouse wheel. It's not doing anything. Control plus the mouse wheel up. Oh, it really isn't doing anything, is it? So zoom's not working. Maybe that's only for something special. Do I have to change the font, Bazza? This is the problem with most bloody things, isn't it? You just want to do some work and you can't get onto it. I'm almost tempted just to switch to Notepad, but you're going to lose the color. Preferences, here we go. Editing. Highlighting. Jeez Louise. Do you remember when text editors just had save, load, print, if you were lucky? DuckDuckGo integration. It's got all of that stuff. I can't even choose the font though. So Bazza, if you could choose the font, there's the chance it would work. Come on, font me. It really is. It really is that terrible. Style configurator. Okay, maybe that's it. Ah, there we go. So it's got some default styler, as it says here. Freestyler. Rock a microphone in stereo with the freestyler. My gosh, so many things here. Okay, I'm just going to go to global styles. I'm going to set the font a bit bigger. I think it's because it's Courier. There's a font here called Creepy Girl. I need Creepy Girl as a font. Look, it didn't even change the bloody font. That's mental. Castardo, how's it going? Have you recovered from your weekend? Default style. Okay, maybe default style should be Cracked Johnny. What the hell is Cracked Johnny? Doesn't matter what it is because you can't bloody read it. I'm losing my rag here, guys. I'm just going to go on to Notepad, like old school, WordPad. Damn it. Damn it, Janet. I love you. Right, so I'm going to put my Lua file in here. Oh, Microsoft. Remind me to delete Windows and never use Windows again. It's just awful. Awful. Lower your screen resolution to nothing. Right, let's do bloody WordPad like some caveman. Oh, I like how it even WordPad is just being a git. Come on, come on. Right. Can you, by chance, read that bloody code? If I do that, can you read that? Clogland. Right, so now we can begin. I'm running something, I've got a server on the internet running, kindly loaned to me, running something called INFON Battle Arena. And what you're seeing now is the user interface for INFON Battle Arena. And if you go to the website, which looks like this, and it's infon.dividium.de, which I'm going to paste, you can actually load this client right now. Go to the download page here, and you can actually load the Windows client, which is this Infon Win32 right here. And I can give you the URL to attach to, and you will see live this playfield. And not only will you see live this playfield, you can also play along and create your own bot, because this is a bot battling engine. So the idea of this is it's about learning to code a little bit, and it's coding in Lua. So I can help you with that. Don't worry, we're okay. And what you do is anyone in the world can run the viewer and see the battle as it's occurring, and it occurs all day long. Once your bots are loaded, and you can just sit there and let them fight it out, and at the end of the day, see how well you've done. You know, it's about basically programming your creature to navigate this thing. And I've not tried this much, honestly. I only tried it for about an hour earlier today. From what I can glean is your bug has health, your bug needs food, there's a few things like that, and your bug can attack. So there's really, really yes, Floating Fat Man, we're actually doing it now. We are doing it. Floating Fat Man, play along at home. Go to infon.dividium.de. Let me know, guys, when you've got the client. Now, once you've got the client, you can watch the game on your PC, right, in another window right now. So that's kind of good, because this one behind me is going to be obfuscated a lot of the time because we're going to be doing coding. And if you've got PuTTY on your system, or you're in Linux, you can use Telnet. You can actually also Telnet to this same server, which is just plain text Telnet. You could use a RetroNet on an Atari ST if you want to do this. You can actually log in and then actually upload or even code directly your bug's brain, basically, your logic that your bug's going to follow when it's hitting the map. And that's what I'm about to do. And I've got a little one here that he closed the window bravely. I've actually already coded. So this is what this one's doing. And before I do anything, I'm just going to show you the process. So I'm going to log in to the server, and that's right there. And I don't know if you can read that. I'm hoping you can. And I'm going to, so it says, welcome to the INFON battle arena. And you can see a little nice ASCII thingy bug. And I'm going to hit question mark for help. And you have join game, show scores, or quit. So I'm going to say S for show scores. And you can see, there you go, there's some sort of Sad Ken. Sad Ken, are you there? Sad Ken's in here. Right, I'm going to join game. I'm going to press enter for new player, password for the new player. Oh, you can see my password, so I'm going to just take that off the screens. And then I'm going to bring it back on. Whoop. And you can see it says creature 2 spawned, creature 3 spawned. So I've got my creatures here. And now I'm going to just put my name in, Dr. A. So if you look on the board, you'll see now there's a Dr. A and Sad Ken at the bottom. So both of us are on here. And then I'm going to go to B for batch mode. And then I'm going to basically select all my Lua code and I'm going to paste it with the right click, carriage return, full stop, carriage return. Boom! Sad Ken, you better be watching out because my bots are active. So you can see now I've got a couple of critters and they're currently navigating the maze. You can see Sad Ken's right there doing nothing. They're sitting there right here where the mouse is. Sorry, I can't quite zoom in because I can't figure out how to do it. I remember I had a Mac actually. On an Apple, I think you had an app there you could actually just zoom the whole screen, which was kind of cool, the viewport of the whole screen, but we haven't got that. So my creatures here, and they're going to be quite hard to see. They roam the map looking for food. And they've got two status bars. There's this little black bar at the top, and if you run this locally, you'll see this clearer. One is their food levels because they can carry a certain amount of food, and the one on the bottom is their health. So their health goes down. So basically, their health's going down the more they're scuttling about and doing things. And I guess if they're hungry, it might go down quicker. I don't know all the rules. Um, so what I've programmed these to do is they should stop and find food. In fact, let me just check this code. No, this is my old one. This is my old stupid one. Great. Okay, so we can we're gonna code this one. Bugger! I can't believe that I've killed my other bug that was actually quite good. Right, so yeah, that's fine. I'm going to show you then. This is the default code. That is a bit dim. But that's fine. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so we can fit it on screen properly. Right, so what you can see here is this is a sandbox for these creatures, and the bits you probably want to make yourself aware of their functions, and you can see there when it's on spawned, when it's created, and then down here it says on attack what it should do if it's being attacked. And there's these are basically callbacks. What you want it to do when it's restarted, and then what you want it to do when it's killed. And you can see here it actually prints something to the screen where it says who it's killed by. And then down here, right at the bottom, and I'll put a few carriage returns in so you can actually see what's going on. That is the main logic here. And basically it's saying, I'll go through it. It says the world, it's assigning the size of the world into the variables x1, y1, x2, y2. So they're the whole bands of the playfield, right? And it's basically saying, whilst it can't, it's trying to set a path. So you've got an xy coordinate where you're headed to, okay? And in this game, if you say go to 0, 10, if 0, 10 is an empty square that you can get to, your bug will start to walk to it as soon as you run a set path. Well, in fact, as soon as a path is set, right? If you try to set the path to a block that is inaccessible, like a brick wall, it'll return false. So what this code is saying is whilst it's returning false, yeah, it's randomly choosing a spot on the map, yeah? And it's saying if that map is, whilst it's still a brick or something you can't go into, keep looking, keep looking, keep looking. And then eventually it'll find a spot that you can go to. And then it will go out of this while loop to the next bit. And that bit of code says, well, just begin walking. And if you see the bugs, they're randomly walking. They're just heading on in random directions, so random valid directions on the map. And then basically all it says, whilst it's walking, just wait for next round. So it pretty much just does nothing. These bugs are going to die because they're going to run out of grub, basically. So what you can do is there's plenty of references, but there is an API reference here, which is quite nice. So if you go to the GitHub of this project, Custado, it's there you go. That's it. Oh yeah, so if you're using the viewer, I'm going to show you what to do in that as well before I go into the tutorial bit, just so you can see it. I'm just going to move these out of the way. Where's my folder? Here we go. What you need to do is create a shortcut here to INFON. Okay, Cristado's probably done this. You just go to create shortcut in Windows, and then inside the shortcut, after the exe, you just add a little bit of code here which says weaksource.co.uk :1234. So it'll look something, you'll see the executable target here, and then at the end of the target, put a space and then put weak source :1234, and then that will connect to this game map. So the thing we need to do now, though, of course, is to add some intelligence to our creature. And before we can do anything, we need to find the high level API, or rather even a low level API. And we have a low level API. So if I click that here, you can see there's a bunch of basic functions, and you can have commit suicide, set the path, and that's probably more succinct in how it works rather than how I was trying to describe it. Get the position, the coordinates of your creature, get the state of your creature, and then you can set the state, because you can say, for example, there's 8 states, some are blocking, some aren't. He's idle, or she. Your creature's idle, your creature's walking, your creature is healing, so that means it stops and heals and recuperates. Your creature eats food from the floor, and that sort of stores the food. Your creature attacks. Now, there's another thing, your creature can convert. There's another type of creature. You can go from a type 0 to a type 1, which is a flying creature. So imagine a maggot turning into a wasp or so. And then again, spawning, I think that'll just create a new. So if there's 2 of you, when you get to a certain amount of food, you can chuck your spawn, and then you'll get another one, and you can start taking over the whole map with your bloody brood. And then you have here set target. So that's if you spot an enemy you want to attack, you can set the target. And then there's all loads of things here: get enemy, get food, get health, blah, 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 blah. Now, if you are lucky, somewhere within all of this, there is actually a really nice PDF that someone has kindly created. And I'm going to find you the address to that PDF because it's too good. It's literally the best thing you can get because it has really nice examples so that you can just right away create a pretty effective creature. So I'm gonna try to emulate the steps I would have taken, which would have been looking through these tutorials and stuff. And again, you remember this is what coding's about half the time, is searching for these sorts of things. But once you get to grips with it, it is rather good. And it is here. I'm going to try typing INFON PDF. INFON dividum. Another D in there. Yeah, that's not going to work. Yes, it's still better to search. Documentation. Let's try documentation. I'll just go through all the basic ones here. Nope. In fact, I wonder though, it says demos, events, and first steps. Let me just open that first steps as well.
Ha! Ha!
Pa! Winner, winner, chicken dinner, Mr.
Yeah,
Dalton.
too late.
I know, it's gone now. The lovely Pat is in the hands of a very deserving individual. Ah, here we go. Is that it? Have I found? Yes. Perfect. Right, guys. Sorry for the delay. I'm going to post that in the link as well because you can cut and paste straight out of this. How's Mr. Dalton recovering from the...
I'm fine, thank you, sir, after my train journey from hell.
Okay, that's good. What was wrong with the train journey from hell? Why was it so terrible?
Oh, just inconsiderate people on the train.
Okay. So I'm going to cut and paste some code here, guys, and then I'm going to tell you what it's doing because it's easier to show you in Notepad than in the whatever that friggin' thing was, PDF viewer. Boom. Oh, humans suck. Hey, ZX Renew, how's it going? ZX, we're not fixing any ZXs tonight, but I'm tempted to do one soon. Oh my gosh. So you gotta appreciate there's some tab action going on here. All these ends are in the wrong place. Whew! Oh, there we go. Right, so I think that's looking about right. So what this does now, it's starting the walking algorithm here, the walking routine to get to the XY coordinate specified earlier. But it's saying whilst you're walking, if you're walking, do this. Yeah? If the tile that you're on has food on it, yeah, eat the food. And after you've finished eating the food, then off you go, off you trot, and then keep going. Repeat, rinse forever. So let's apply that new logic here. And I'm going to do batch. I'm going to paste that in. If I can copy that, please. And then if we look at our view, hey, James, how's it going? If we look at our map now, there's a little icon by some of these guys with a little knife and fork showing you that they're eating, and then the top bar is actually now starting to replenish itself. So now they're eating. So we got them eating, we got them, they've got them walking, and we've got them eating. And then what you can do as well, by the way, if you're really in the mood, you can do things like print little messages. So I'm going to add here nom nom when it's eating, and then when it's going to go and walk, it's going to go right. I don't know. Here I go. How about that? Here I go. It's a bit like The Sims. Do you remember the game The Sims? This is like the brain of the Sims game. So now that's applied that change. And now these guys, let's see what happens when they do something that will... They're going to eat. He's going to eat. Come on, eat something. Oh, you know why they're not eating? Because they're full. And actually, I can see it's here saying, here I go, nom nom, because I've used the wrong print. So that's kind of like the printing to the console, not printing to the game screen. So we need a different version of that print routine. And I'm going to have a quick look. Where's me reference here? I'm looking. What is print? Message. Oh, print is setting that into the self.screen message. That will be a better one. Let's do that here. Self.screen.message nom nom. So again, Lua is very easy to use if you're familiar with most programming languages. JavaScript is kind of a Lua wannabe. Let the flames begin. Just save it. Save it as text. I don't want it as an RTF. Right, we're going to do the batch mode, paste it in, run the robot again. Let's have a look. Come on now. And this time they should say, nom nom or something like that when they find what they're looking for. And while they're doing that, I'm just looking now at some additional actions for them. Yes, there you go. Look, here I something it says. Here I maybe you're only allowed a few characters. I'll check that. So what we need to do is do healing now. So I don't think there's anything in that particular reference. So what I want to do is make sure we can heal. So we're going to go to the low-level API. Let's see if we can find something about healing or energy or sickness or something. Heal. Creature heal. Okay, that's good. But we don't want it to heal all the time because that's a blocking thing. It'll sit there just healing. But we want to run this. Health. So this again, just standard Lua. Health equals get health creature ID. Okay, so let's see how we refer to our own critter on this thing. So we're going to come down here. Oh, so what we can probably do, if it's the way I believe it is, if self, we're just changing the function, the way the function works. So you don't need to supply the creature ID if it's self, basically. If the health is less than 20%, then we're going to do a whole different logic if we are less than 20%. And I don't feel so good. That's what my one's going to say. And then we're going to have to heal. So let's find, how do we heal? We saw a creature heal. Let's see. Set state. There's 8 different states, and you can see these are an enumerated type. Well, not really enumerated type, but they have, hey, pop, go, rock band here. We're doing some coding here. Creature underscore heal full. So we're going to say self set state, and then we're going to have to put creature heal. And I can confirm this after, because you can see that we already used a creature eat, didn't we, earlier at some point, did we? Oh, we did self.eat. So look, I've done it in a different way that may or may not work. So let's see if my guess is correct. I don't know how this reports an error if we do it wrong. So I'm going to push B for batch mode, paste that in and go. Didn't crash. Worrying. So maybe that did work. Maybe they're still going. But I don't see them healing, so perhaps it just didn't do anything right now. So let's still have a look to see how people are healing. Get Eris, no, get food, get health, but there's a lot of gets here. Set, game time, player exists, king player. I'm just going to search for heal in lowercase. Come on, it's got to be somewhere. Set state. See set underscore state for values. Right, that means we have to look elsewhere now. Oh, hang on. James says they're getting better. Are they? No, I don't know if we were talking about me or this, but I can see that these creatures are about to die, aren't they? Unless it didn't go to the 20%. I don't know. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to. Oh, I just remembered now. I think in the Discord, in the software room in the Discord, I actually pasted my code. Embarrassingly, I think I pasted my code for my one that does work, so that I can at least refer to that. I can't remember how I did it. No, I didn't. It was just the old one. Scratch that. Literally back to the manual. Oh, my programming is getting better. Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to code, so maybe I'll figure it out one day. Heal. Come on now. I'm going to blame the guide for this, though. Let's jump back. So, Mr. Dalton, while I'm playing with this, quick question for you.
Yes.
What is your TV recommendation this week?
Ooh, my TV recommendation. I don't know at the moment, to be honest. Still not sure at the moment what I would recommend to watch on TV. There's films, but maybe not. I would say film-wise, there is a sequel to Iron Sky that is hitting all the video-on-demand services.
Was Iron Sky the Nazis on the other side of the moon, or am I thinking
That's right.
Oh, was it really?
Yes.
That was a
I
weird
haven't
movie.
watched it. Yes, and they got back because an astronaut dropped his phone.
Ah, and they figured it all out from the phone.
From a USB port on a phone. It's Iron Sky: The Coming Race, it's called. It's a sequel 20 years after the nuclear war caused by the first film.
I'll have to watch that again.
Mm.
I thought it was interesting, wasn't it? It was a good movie. But wasn't it
I
one of
enjoyed
those,
it.
it was quite a cheap movie, wasn't it?
It was an Indiegogo crowdfunded movie.
An indie dodo. I think that'd be better. An indie dodo.
Let me just blow my nose. Give me 2 seconds. I'm full of cold. Hang on.
Ah, okay, we figured out how the set state thing works. Although I kind of think mine was similar, so let's see how different mine was. Okay, phew, I kind of feel that the way I had it should have worked, but let's see. If it doesn't,
There we go.
it doesn't. If it does,
So,
it does.
blowing my nose on mute. My headset picked up what he thought was talking and said mute on because he thought I was talking, but really it was the noise of me trying to blow my nose.
It's a very sophisticated headset there.
Hmm. Oh dear me. Have you recovered from this weekend?
Yeah, I don't think I really, you know,
No, no,
overdid it.
exactly. I think it was a bit tamer, but come October,
October will be a
because
different type of
yes,
event.
and I don't know if you're aware, but it's the last in the Norbreck apparently.
I can't believe it's the last of the Norbreck. That will be
It it is the last expo in the Norbreck apparently.
so it's you got to make the most of this
Yes, it's like saying goodbye to an old friend, isn't it? Saying goodbye to the Norbreck.
because it's where so many people met in the first time, and then it will be like the last of it. But it'll go somewhere. It's
They
like
all go somewhere.
Castado. We always see Castado everywhere. To be honest with you, if Castado's not going to an expo, I'm not going to go to it. That's just
That's
how it
fair enough.
is.
That's fair enough. But I will say, Costado, Rob and I went when we walked to the train station after everyone had disappeared on the Sunday afternoon. We went to this place and had fantastic burgers.
Ooh. Oh no,
Mm,
ZX Renew says saying goodbye to a sticky carpet. It's sticky and smells of beer, but I think that's kind of what you expect, isn't it? That's what you
it's
want.
the charm of the Norbreck. The tattiness is the charm.
The tattiness is the charm. I think my bots have stopped working. They're just standing there. I don't know if I've killed their
Maybe
brain.
they're sad that they can't go to the Norbreck anymore.
Oh, that could be it. I think
Mm.
I think my brain code has killed them, so I might have to change something here. Um,
A floating fat man says, "I hope it's sticky from beer." Well, to be honest, in the Norbreck, the carpet is sticky from beer, probably gravy,
stick
anything you can think of.
Sticky Vicky.
Castado, I'm not sure what the reason for the switch from the Norbreck is. I think they've got a better venue. And ZX, you're right. The chippy behind the Norbreck is amazing.
Mmm.
Everyone raves about the Norbreck chippy.
It is good.
It
What's it
is.
called though? Can we do like a a science fiction, zoom in on it?
Yeah, the Norbreck chip. It's actually called something like the Norbreck chippy.
The Norbreck
So,
Chippy.
no, let's have a look.
So yeah, Costado, the Switch. I don't know. I mean, it's I don't know. Maybe they want a bigger venue. Maybe it's becoming a more a massive
Mm.
international global event.
It is called the New Norbreck Fish and Chips. Is the official title.
The new Norbreck.
But it's excellent. It's just
I I like the Norbreck, and I've never had a problem with it. Oh, we have a new player. Player zero. Hmm. I suspect that's Castado. God, I can't believe I've totally caned my setup. My robots are dead. They're dead, Dave. They're all dead. Gonna
the
turn.
crowd who go to a Play Expo Blackpool are as getting as old as the residents, apparently.
Do you think there's people like, if you were like a rich eccentric, do you think you would live in the Norbreck?
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like one of those,
Yeah.
they tend to your every whim.
I don't think anyone would tend to everyone's whim at the Norbreck. But I will say the Norbreck Chippy, highly recommended because it's got a score of 5 out of 5 for food hygiene.
Oh, that's good. What does it mean though? Do you know what
Yeah.
those mean? What's a number one? What's a zero? Do you see what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. I can go through them with you actually. And I understand quite a bit about them because I actually, when the system was first introduced, the scores on the doors system,
Yeah.
every council around the country had to set it up at the same time, and I set up the server for Swansea Council,
Oh,
so I know a little
really?
bit about the scheme. Yes. So uh, let me put the definitions.
Ah, mine are alive again now. Whatever I did, I've managed to get mine running again. Here I go. Phew. Right. Control Z. So whatever I've cocked up is in this code here. So I'm going to start removing chunks of code. So a double minus is a comment in Lua, so make sure you do your double minus.
Okay. So there are 6 ratings from 0 to 5. And basically, it's to do with the number of points that they will receive. But the points are markdown points that you receive.
Okay. So
So
you
it's
want to receive
accumulated.
0 points if you're good.
0 points is the ultimate rating.
Okay, got you.
Okay. So if you receive anything between 0 and 15, you will get a 5. 0 and 20, you will get a 4.
Mm-hmm.
Between 30 and 25, you will receive a 3. Uh, between 35 and 40, you will receive a 2. Between 40 and 50, you will receive a 1. And over 50, it means that you will basically receive a 0. So if you receive a 5, it means that you are doing very well and you're keeping all the various criteria. So each food premises is judged on a series of criteria to do with like food handling. So they check for hygienic food handling,
Mm-hmm.
physical condition of the premises and facilities. So the hygienic food handling is the preparation and cooking of food and how it is subsequently reheated and cooled. Storage of the food is also considered in part of this inspection. The physical condition of the premises and facilities, whether it has an appropriate layout, adequate lighting, high standard of cleanliness, suitable ventilation and pest control. And
Okay.
then food safety management, evidence that the business is taking suitable precautions to keep food safe. This can include various food preparation systems, staff training records, and logs of the relevant checks, such as checking, food temperature, say on a buffet, for example, taking a log of it. So each of the categories they will receive, if they fail in, they will receive points.
Got you.
And basically, a 5 means you're doing great. A 4 means you're doing very good, but there's a few things you could brush up on a bit. A 3 means you're doing okay, but you really should sort yourself out. It's a C. A 2 means, yeah, you better pull your socks up because there's some stuff here that could basically cause some problems for your customers. A 1 means, yeah, you better get your finger pulled out and do it straight away. There's a number of breaches of what you're doing here, and people could get ill. And a 0 means effectively you'll near enough be shut on the spot by the food inspector until you have sorted yourself out.
Do they have a lot of powers, these food inspectors?
Yes, they'll shut you down.
They'll shut you down. They'll take you down to Chinatown.
They shut you down. And by law, you must. So here's a very interesting thing, especially for anyone coming to our country from abroad. You may not realise every premises in the UK that serves food must have its scores on the doors score, which is a green sort of sticker about the size of an A4 piece of paper with a 0 to 5 written on it, with a number highlighted. That is the food hygiene rating for that premises, and they must by law display it in a prominent and public place.
What if you're one of those places that serves food for like Just Eat, but you don't have a like restaurant?
They still have to.
But yeah, no one's going to see it, I suppose, anyway. But
No,
would
but
you
they
have to do
still
it
have
on the
to.
internet? Yeah.
Well, this is the interesting thing that there's some people who are campaigning about that Just Eat should, because the food hygiene, the scores on the door system does have a public API that will interface food ratings, can scrape very easily.
Mm.
So people are saying that Just Eat should link the food hygiene rating automatically to each business as they add them. So when you see your Chinese takeaway, it should show the live feed from the place. Manhor 3000 says, I suppose a 2 is okay. A 2 is okay, but it does mean they could be doing a bit better. I wouldn't eat at a 2 all the time.
I'm messing up here. My bots are really. I thought I was gonna rock it, but I think I've tried to use some of the high level API functions, and they're not doing it for me. Oh no, there we go.
Oh, right. So Sorry, Manhole, you said you're surprised a number two is okay. Yes, I agree with you. Delivery services like Uber Eats, Floating Fat Man, they also have to abide by the same system of being inspected, even if they aren't a public-facing, um, directly public-facing food preparation area. If they're providing food for external consumption, then yes, they have to meet the criteria. Same as you'll find if you look in the Schools on the Doors database, like work canteens, etc., will be in there.
Mm. Custado, your guys are rocking it. Look at your guys running around. Mine are just paralyzed. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to start putting some print statements in. Food time. These are debug messages. So if you're used to using any old system that doesn't have a system debugger, you're debugging using printfs or prints in this case.
No Floating Fat Man. The delivery driver does not have to have his own certificate. Only the food preparation facility. The delivery driver does not have to have any kind of certificate of his own. Just the food preparation facility. Yes, you're quite right, Manhole, that any point of the chain can introduce foreign matter, so you have to have an extra part of the chain. Yes, it's quite right that there is no guarantee that the food's not going to be tampered with en route by the delivery driver, but the Schools on the Door system is designed to ensure the food preparation is safe.
Andrew, I think you kind of stumbled upon a thing I remember reading actually that somebody wasn't a food delivery driver like a Just Eat or something caught on camera like eating like out of the
Oh, I think I
boxes of
remember that.
food, um, and that was a big deal for them to do that.
Mm,
I mean, that's a serious kind of icky offence, isn't it?
yeah, delivery driver caught on camera eating the food and then really sealing the containers in India.
That was it.
Mm.
Now, I've just discovered if you're playing this game, by the way, I just had to hit R to restart my bot. So they'd obviously got into a state where they couldn't figure out what's going on. And now the debug message on the screen, there's a lot of food time coming up. Food time, food time. So obviously when they're hungry, they're looking for the old food. So that's good. So I'm going to enable, I can uncomment the the code, and I'm going to try to batch that in again. But I'm going to restart my bot at the same time. So yep, that's it. So maybe the old R is what you need. So Custado, you might want to see my screen here because you're doing the walking code, right? So I've got these extra chunks of code here, and I'm going to paste it in the Discord in the software stuff so that you can paste that into yours if you like. And then we'll be both actually competing for resources on this map. So that's basically moving, but I kind of like the idea of fighting now because Cascado are sort of standing around fighting. So Andrew, what's the worst? You remember like up in Scotland or somewhere? Do you remember
Mm-hmm.
like there was always like these meat processing plants that take out half the country every Christmas?
Yes, I mean I've seen. I came from when I worked at the council. I've seen the environmental health photos they take when they do food investigations, and some of the places were just incredibly bad. It was awful what they would find in these places. There was empty freezers being used as storage for chicken, and they weren't off. Sorry, they weren't on. So it was all sweaty in there.
Hmm.
Uh, colanders full of. Always tend to be with chicken was the big thing. Like colanders of prepared chicken wings sat just on a dirty floor.
Oh, nasty.
You'd see loads of these things and moldy microwaves that hadn't been cleaned since God knows when. It was just. Hmm.
So this,
You,
sorry, go ahead.
they would be very justified. You wouldn't be happy if you saw some of this stuff from the investigations that they
Hmm.
take.
Sounds
It's not.
horrible.
It's not pedantry for the sake of it.
So I'm going to add a little bit of code here, and I'm going to say if your creature's health is greater than 80, then it's going to attack the nearest enemy. So that's what this code's going to do. And I'm going to write attack here, and it's going to hopefully attack Castado. Yeah, because it was quite common though, wasn't it? I mean, you do remember back in day. So these places are probably preparing cooked meats as well, I guess.
There's lots of places where they're not, they're not separating raw and cooked meats properly.
Mm.
Lots of things like that. It's absolutely disgusting. Some of the stuff you'd see, and people have died from this. It's a lot worse than people think, and it is there for genuine public safety because people can get so ill. I mean, my father had about 10 years ago had Campylobacter.
That sounds horrible.
It's a type of food poisoning, and he nearly died from it. It was from some badly prepared chicken he made. He's not the best of cooks. Poisoned himself, and he had extreme vomiting and diarrhea for about 6 weeks. Lost several stone and got so ill. Genuinely, he nearly died from it.
Wow.
And that is as bad as it can get. People do die from food poisoning so easily. I mean, a thing people don't realize, for example, is rice is something that cooked rice requires incredibly careful preparation and care. People
Really?
think, yes, did you not know this?
Is that because it acts as a kind of a really good carrier for other stuff?
You have to basically treat cooked rice the same as you would raw meat.
Wow.
So here we go. Because I remember seeing students, etc., getting told about it. Because most people seem to think, oh, rice is quite a safe dish. You just pop it and don't worry about it. So rice can contain spores of something called Bacillus cereus, a bacterium that can cause food poisoning. The spores survive when rice is cooked. If the rice is left standing at room temperature, the spores grow into bacteria. These bacteria will multiply and may produce toxins that cause vomiting and diarrhea. The longer cooked rice is left at room temperature, the more likely it is that the bacteria or toxins could make the rice unsafe to eat. So ideally, serve the rice as soon as it's being cooked. If that isn't possible, cool the rice as quickly as possible within 1 hour. Keep rice in the fridge for no more than 1 day until reheating. When you do reheat rice, always check the dish is steaming hot all the way through and never reheat rice more than once.
You know what's weird about that though, Andrew? I've been eating rice my whole life, and I promise I've never adhered to any of that. So I don't know I don't think it's particularly sailing close to the wind, but is it more of a case though if it's kind of like are there certain environments that will make that worse,
No,
basically?
no, generally not. You've just been very, very lucky.
Odd.
It is well known.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sushi.
the Japanese eat cold cooked rice, but the rice has been cooled down um, in a safe manner. It's not been left at room temperature. Sushi rice is cold. It's been chilled properly.
I don't know, man. I've had biryanis and all sorts, like just
Mm,
left and I think it's weird. If you go to other countries as well, something I always noticed in Spain, people are more. They don't seem to have the same best before notions that we have either. They'll run food
no.
way longer than we have it, and it's fine as well. So I don't know really. It's tricky. Do you
Mm,
think we play it too safe sometimes?
I don't know. I don't know. But I'd rather not have awful, awful food poisoning.
Yeah, but it's like, do most people get food poisoning from outside? Do you know what I mean? Or
Mm, I don't know. I've had food poisoning several times, and I had food poisoning from chicken once, and it took about 2 weeks to get over it. I was so ill, just so ill.
Ugh.
So have you ever had really bad food poisoning? Who in the chat has had bad food poisoning?
I've had gastroenteritis. I don't know what the cause for that was.
I
I
had that at the start of the year, but it was just a bug that was going around.
I think that
Oh, floating fat man,
oh,
floating fat man. Dr. A, please read his comment and tell me if it's a, if someone needs excluding from that comment.
most food poisoning is from home barbecues. We Brits can't barbecue. Yeah, I'd say a few of us probably can. I know I'm not an expert as Andrew is, but I think Andrew can even attest that even I can probably flip a burger.
Exactly, exactly.
Gosh, do you remember those pictures from last year's barbecuing? I wish we had them to bring up, but there was a lot of meat being
Was
prepared.
much, much
It
meat.
was the summer of meat.
Summer of meat. Will you be firing propane Elaine back up again soon?
I will be. I have instructed my wife because every time I go to the fridge right now, and I'm kind of trying to get back into training, and to be honest with you, this weekend was great actually. I felt
Mm,
really good because we were eating quite healthily, weren't we? A lot. But then when I get back, there was all it's very carbohydrate and sugar based diet right now, and I said
mm,
I want this fridge to only contain two things:
meat.
meat and cheese. I could have said meat and more meat, but no, let's have a little bit of cheese as well. And
Mm,
that's what I want. I'm gonna get. Remember, I at the restaurant we went out to a restaurant where I had a plate of chops. So I'm gonna be trying to get hold of a lot of lamb chops. So I might need to consult with you on that. But
okay.
I think lamb chops could be my next big thing that I eat a lot of.
Is
Mm.
that extra new? His wife had salmonella.
That's proper though, isn't it? Salmonella. That was the
Mm,
one that's really made people poorly.
yeah.
Proper poorly. Cheese is a meat contaminant. A meat contaminant? What do you think, Andrew? Is cheese a meat
Mm,
contaminant?
no, no. Cheese is magnificent.
I think that it's enhanced most meats.
Yes.
Well, I'd say most meats. I think most minced preparations of meat, like a burger or a hot dog or a sausage, bit of cheese. Oh, so the only thing you have with meat is meat. Oh, so ZX Renew says she caught it in hospital. So maybe that was before all the trendy
Yeah.
MRSA bugs.
Floating fat man wants a cow and an axe.
Oh dear, floating fat man. Come on. Right, my critters here are being really lame. They're just sort of, what are they doing? Is that eating? They look like they're palpitating. They're just palping themselves silly. Right, eating, food time. It's where you need more debug messages. Who codes, Andrew? We need an old school IBM Capgemini coder. Let's.
I don't know anymore.
Oh, they've all died.
Yes. Old age.
I think a lot of this code is affected by the random path here. We're doing a lot of stuff here whilst it is walking. So we're beginning the walking cycle. So it's doing all of this checking whilst it's walking. So really,
Floating fat man says he spent all day coding. He really doesn't feel like doing it in the evening
me
too.
neither. But I'm looking here. This is where your project, your program structure needs to be quite clever because this is the beauty of this language. There's a number of blocking and non-blocking calls. So you kind of want to make it
Mm.
event driven. Otherwise you're gonna you need some callbacks or interrupts. Otherwise you're gonna like here. I think it's basically like an erase right now. So you'll see that mine end up just stopped because now They're stuck in the food time path here. So you're going to drop out of this while loop depending on what's going on here. Floating fat man, I'd need to know what you mean by instancing. Um, what language are we talking about? But yeah, there's all sorts of ways. The weird thing about this though, I thought there'd be quite a lot of people posting their creations, but no, it's really rare. I'm wondering if they're a guarded, secret here. But something was interesting. You have the full source code here for the server. So floating fat man threading is something to do with the operating system more than the language, right? So it's entirely dependent on the host, but Lua does have coroutines, so you could implement them as coroutines. Nope, there's nothing here in the source. But there is a 3D version, which is interesting. So there's definitely a lot of weird stuff going on. I'm going to try Infon bug Lua.
I see you just got yourself a robo vacuum, Doctor A.
I've been loaned a Robo Vacuum, and it's magnificent. Did you?
Just pray that
Hmm.
no animal takes a shit anywhere in your house.
Did you see the post on Patreon?
I'm looking at your map now of the house where it's
It-
cleaned.
These new Robo Vacuums use laser radar, LiDAR, and it's amazing. And what you can't see in the screenshot is you can zoom in on that in your on your app on your phone and just go, further in and you can see that resolution of that laser. It's cool. And in fact, I could do with its bloody logic here. It might actually make my bug less dead. I mean, I'm actually got the same points as Castado, and his is just walking around. Mine's not even trying to eat anymore or do anything. I think I've got to kill this whole piece of code here that's just trying to fight, because it should be just make love, not war. And in fact, look, after it's healed, if you get rid of this begin walk path, I kind of think you're going to stop walking when you drop out, and then it will just reset and give it a new random path. I think this will work actually just quite well. I mean, you could try to overcomplicate these things. Do you remember the original RoboVacs were all really dumb, Andrew? They just bounce around.
No.
No, they would hit a wall and then they would just continue. That
Oh
was
yes,
their
yes,
whole
yes,
thing.
they did. Yes, they used to just randomly go around trying to hoover up everything, just bouncing off
Hey,
until they were
McBeam.
done.
I don't think they do that anymore, but
Mm,
I know the robo mowers do, so I don't. I guess for a house, because you've got furniture and stuff, it makes sense for it to try to map it out and then do proper like linear zigzag, a raster across your house. The weird thing is when you watch it, how it can go into room to room. It literally does one room and goes, okay, I'm going to go off and do another room, which is bonkers, isn't it? Um,
yeah,
but I do like the idea of the old lawnmower. That could be cute.
I'd like the idea of having a house with a centralized vacuum system.
I don't know. That was an ye old idea from the US, and you can buy them, the whole plumbed-in thing. But I suspect when it's on, you end up just with a noisy house, and you still have to bring your hose around and plug it in, don't you, to all the
You do, but
ports?
I think as well it's much more powerful, of course.
But it'd just be the same as you remember, like at school, you had that thing for sucking up the sawdust,
Hmm, I know, but I'd like the idea of it built in my house.
rather than robots that just do it for you.
Yes,
Oh, interesting.
I don't want the robots doing everything for me.
Oh, right. So you think, are you worried the machines would take over?
Yes, exactly.
The machines have taken over.
Our robo mowers, Floating Farmer says, our robo mower is pet friendly. He wouldn't want to lose the family cat.
They are very pet friendly because I know that Chrissy's got one, and he He actually chose. He has the model that I was really eyeing up for a while as well. And I didn't buy it in the winter when it was cheap, and now it's too expensive for me to buy. But he said, pardon me, he said that they have these very thin blades. It's like literally imagine a little bent piece of metal. So it's not like a massive heavy, chop 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 thing. And they've got sensors in these mowers that if you sort of tip them, they stop right away. So it depends what size your pet is, but I think a cat or a dog will get out of the way for sure. They're going to be pretty wary of it. I suspect they'll probably be bored of them more than anything.
Hmm.
So yeah. So Flanking Fat Man, why wouldn't you get one? You might as well get one now. Walking bee. Look, we're doing loads of debug by code. So you can imagine if you're playing this game competitively, it would be a lot of people frantically bashing the keyboard. Come on, restart, boys. I'm hoping I've got some debug code that makes more sense. Oh, Floating Fat Man, why didn't you get it roller? Just get somebody to just hit it with a roller. I remember having a big lumpy part of the lawn, and they have this thing called a whacker plate when you're doing, flooring and you're trying to hammer down all your, I can't remember
Hmm.
what you call it. All the bloody crap, hardcore. You're trying to hammer that down.
Yes.
And I thought, hang on a minute, I'm going to see what this does if you get it onto a lawn. And yeah, you can hammer plate down, you can whack a plate down your whole lawn, but I guess you got to be careful because you probably can make it so that nothing can grow through it. But you could certainly bash out the odd lump that way. Castado's bugs are really showing mine up. Mine are just lame-o. Oh yeah, you don't want to do work. That's no good. If health less than 20, creature dot heal. I have a feeling that the API, these high-level functions in the bloody API seem a bit, lame. Oh, Andrew, quick one. Did you know that um,
Yes, I
um,
did.
um, Game of Thrones?
What about it?
So I've heard it's
Oh.
been coming to an end,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
that.
don't. I don't watch it.
All right. Well, I used to watch it before I cancelled Sky, and then that was that.
Hmm.
Um, so I heard it's coming to an end. Does that normally mean Sky will lose the exclusive rights to it so
No.
that we can get it elsewhere?
No.
No guarantee of that. Might happen
No.
though.
I doubt it very much because HBO, Game of Thrones is made by HBO. HBO is in partnership with Sky Atlantic.
Oh, so you'd have to.
So the UK rights for Game of Thrones will be held probably for a long time by Sky and Now TV.
Oh, okay. Is Now TV an expensive option?
No, it's quite cheap actually. On Now TV boxes are. You get most of the Sky channels.
Can you get Now TV on Amazon Fire Stick?
No,
No.
no,
Yeah.
of course
It
not.
comes in some tellies though. I think we at work we were buying like a 55-inch monitor, 4K
Mm.
monitor, telly as a monitor, which is all right. It's a little bit laggy, but it's okay for coding. And I think that's got Netflix, Now TV, and some other stuff built in. So I'm guessing you'd have to put in a code, like your Now TV subscriber key or something to activate it on the telly. However, they're
Yeah.
getting around license fee.
And Gaming Muso has joined us in the chat. He's saying, "Have we all recovered from the weekend?"
Well,
Just about.
a- as I said earlier, I think before Gaming Muso was in here, yeah, I don't know. There was different crowds of people, and
Mm.
there was a more.
'Twas no Blackpool.
Twas no Blackpool, and the main activity I think of some of the group we weren't really into the clubbing side of things. So we went to a fancy
No.
steak. Oh my God, Andrew, this food. Did you see the food? I don't know if I'm going to post in the Discord if I.
Yeah, I saw you had, and I went to Burger King, if you remember.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to Blackpool 2 Muso. I am.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Um,
Yes, NQ64 was far too loud, as was we went to Fab, and that was equally as loud. So unfortunately, we went and hid in the hotel bar instead, drank, and ate ice cream. It wasn't all bad.
did you get a what's a McFlurry in Burger King? They've got their own style,
I
haven't they?
don't know. We didn't have the McFlurry thing. We went back to the hotel bar and we had a churro ice cream sundae thing, and it was very nice.
Oh, that does sound good.
Ooh, hello.
Hello, Daniel.
Trying to find a good way to come in, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe I was thinking maybe I could fall over the mic or something, you know, I wasn't sure.
Oh, I'm waiting to see. There needs to be. I'm waiting for a half-hour compilation of all the fan edits of you falling.
Yeah, I'm seeing quite a
Oh,
few.
that was nice to remind me of that. Is it?
I
Can we?
like the Mortal Kombat one.
The Mortal Kombat one's probably the best. There's a Sonic one that's very good. I've just seen a Pong one where I get knocked over by the ball. That was pretty good. That was a good one. This isn't about me and falling over. Don't let me take it.
That's all right. It was.
No, no. You raise a good. There's something interesting I wanted to mention anyway on YouTube because I'm watching a guy and he is fantastic. And if you haven't seen him, anyone in the stream, go and subscribe immediately to Nathan Barnett's. Oh, crikey! Hang on.
What's
What's he
you?
up to? Old Nathan Barnett's up to?
To his YouTube channel, and he is absolutely sort of showing all my statistics, my meager statistics compared to him. So yeah, it's a fantastic American sort of gaming channel. I can't remember the name of his character. He's got a character he plays. He's a bit like James Rolfe, where he's doing when he does his video games, he plays a kind of a bit of a nerdy channel.
It's Keith Apicary.
Oh, that's it, Keith.
Oh, we've got a
Apicary.
gaming muso in here
Gaming
too. We're
muso.
all here.
So yeah, Keith Apicary. And I tell you what, when I watch his stuff, right, and I'm looking at his dances and stuff are fantastic. It kind of makes you wish, oh, I wish I learned to do something like that because he's smashing it. And if you look at his regular videos, which is interesting, they're not massive, are they? In terms of the views, there might be a couple of thousand or something like that. But every now and then, just a few of them just absolutely smash it on the ones which, I guess make the press or whatever like that. So I consider Nathan Barnett one of the regular, like a regular YouTube that you can relate to, because it's not like a mega channel or anything like that. But in terms of his skills and style, he
He
should
was.
be.
He was in one of the advertisements for Sonic Mania. He was.
Yeah, and I think he does TV ads and stuff. I mean, he's been on shows. I mean, because and he's that guy, if you don't know, who does that weird arm dance. Do you remember there's a meme with the dead arm dance? That's him in that GIF.
I
absolutely.
was made aware of him thanks to Angry Video Game Nerd.
Oh, the Christmas special.
Yes.
What's happened to your voice, Muso?
It's buggered, is what it is.
So the reason you reminded me of that though, Daniel, was that you could have been so easily the dead armed dancer after your stage incident. Did you get much sympathy?
Oh yeah, I mean I've had loads. I've also had a video on Twitter doing better than some of my own videos. So
I guess more importantly, did you get any sympathy when you came home?
oh no! I'll tell you what. I rang up my wife after it happened, and she's like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" Like literally, there wasn't a laugh in her at all. And then I finally saw that it'd gone up on Twitter while I was still at the show, obviously.
Yeah.
And I rang her up. I went, "Have you seen the clip yet?" And she's like, "No." I went, "Yeah, have a look at your have a look at your WhatsApp, and I want to hear you live." And she was just crying with laughter, watching it over and over and over again. And then my little 4-year-old boy, "Mummy, can we watch Daddy falling over again?" So I went to a wedding yesterday, and everyone was bringing it up there, so that was nice.
See slope, run slope,
Yes.
run.
But it's all good.
DJ.
You've got to own this shit, haven't you?
Yeah, DJ Slippery Slope's feet.
That's it.
Slippery slope. Oh no.
It was a slippery slope. I didn't mind the slope. And what else is there? Slippery slope. Yeah, it's all good.
Oh, mate. Oh, hell yeah.
So, my chicken not raw says it's so funny how we end up the same obscure content. Floating Fat Man says, "What happened? What happened?"
So
So,
I'll find a link.
if you
to
can
the
find a
main
link,
one.
we could paste that.
I can paste it for people to see the. I didn't laugh. I thought, "Ooh, poor Daniel."
Oh, no. You know what? Fair play to everyone. No one did at
No,
first.
I came over and said, "Are you okay?" And the second you said, "I'm okay," I thought, well, commence piss taking.
I think the first person to laugh was Octavius, if I'm honest. Not in the room, there you go. There's a link to the tweet where you can watch me fall over in front of like 100,000 people.
Let's
and it is streaming to a lot more than that. But the stream didn't see it. The stream didn't see it. They just heard it.
So we're going to get rid of Manic Miner.
Oh, Lord Arse's reply with a picture of Jeremy Beadle and "You've been framed" is brilliant.
I know. I'm tempted to send it in, man. I might as well get paid for this, hadn't I?
Oh, man.
Here
it was
it
the
goes.
fact he went, "Oh, it's brilliant."
Oh no, he got up though. He got right up and he got us on the mic. See, I heard that you hit the deck like a bag of potatoes and you stayed down there for a few seconds. But no, you were up on your like a flash, Daniel. That was like a stunt man.
I mean, I technically used to be a stuntman. So.
Yeah, Dan, you need to play it off and go. My training, my reflexes just kicked in the years of training, doing stunts.
I tell you what, I did flop it, and I remember feeling a bit. I think it's because in that zone, you end up being a lot more floppy and frivolent and all that. So I didn't even put my hands down to stop myself. I just jellied it on the floor,
But it's weird when you hit the deck like that, right? It normally, because you're totally unexpecting it, right? You're normally just picking yourself up the floor, going, "What the hell happened?" Don't you? You don't really. You go down fast. I don't know if you've ever fallen off a motorbike or something. It's just like you're 1 minute up, the next minute sliding on your ass.
Yeah, unfortunately though, I've now got that bit older and I've hit that point in my life where any fall now, like, do you remember as a kid you'd like fall and you'd just get up, you'd be fine, you're made of rubber. I'm at that age now, any minor fall, bump or anything, and I'm bloody incapacitated now.
Yes, I definitely. Oh, hello.
Andrew, I've sent the link from I think it's Spexy, where he's turned it into a game of Pong.
Oh God, here we go. After some.
Oh no, it's buffering.
Oh, that's all. And
how is that even possible? How is it even possible that it was buffering? Okay. Oh. Oh no.
Oh, this is gonna go for a while.
Oh, it's actually like crashing my browser here. I can't shut it down. Twitter has taken over my desktop.
Oh, mate.
Look, it's not doing the shrinkage. Oh, F11. There we go.
But look at it this way, Dan. Like you say, own it and take it for all it's worth.
I think it's done already. To be honest with you, it's done. Surely there's no more.
I think it's going to keep going until Blackpool. Genuinely.
I hope so.
We were just saying earlier on the stream, though, we're all mourning that the rumor is it's apparently the last Blackpool in the Norbreck.
What?
Whoa.
Surely not.
That's what I've heard.
So where are they going to move it to? Winter Gardens?
I don't know, probably, but I don't know the new venue for sure. But apparently, it's going to be the last in the Norbreck. So we've got to see the old girl off in style.
Hang on, what the hell is this? Look at this. These are pictures of the hotel, and although I like this one. with the guy with the axe. But look at the picture here. What auditorium is this? I don't
What?
remember this. Nice auditorium with nice clean white walls. Is that there?
I don't. Maybe a long time ago.
The dining room?
I don't think that is the Norbreck at all. Looking at that.
That can't possibly be the Norbreck. That's clean.
The swimming pool? I don't think any of us have ever used any of the leisure facilities there.
You
Well,
will catch leprosy if you attempt to go swimming in the pool.
Oh, look at
You
that
will.
view though, guys. That's it. When you leave the tram and you're walking your way up, that's just you take in that heady atmosphere. It's like Disney, isn't it? Lovely Disney.
Even that photo is even that photo's old because all the letters are still on the
on the
name
building. Yeah. I remember, Dan, when you got to the Norbreck in February last year, you sent me a photo of it, saying, "Oh, the boating pond's lovely," and it was that thing with all the wrecked rubble and furniture in the car park.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Yeah, it was like the closest thing to wildlife in there was a Wotsits wrapper, wasn't it?
I love how I put in Norbreck Play Expo, and you see this on the right hand side is my video about it.
Yeah.
Hey,
There
I
you
mean,
go.
incognito, the browser hasn't remembered it. Yeah. These pictures all look like press pictures, but there isn't too many.
It's
I
King
th-
Justice's video there, I see.
is
Go
it?
on TripAdvisor, Andrew,
Okay, come on then.
if you want to see the Norbreck. Type Norbreck Castle Hotel into TripAdvisor.
Come on then. Let's get on with it. Oh, 2 stars.
That's one more star than it deserves, really.
Poor.
Oh,
We rag on the
it's
place,
gone.
but we do love it for
It
that
has a
reason.
certain charm, I would say. A charm it has.
So how do we filter by terrible? I think if you're going to read any, you want to read the terrible ones. Oh, here we go. Parked my car in the car park, which was camera red. I then entered my car registration machine. Once I got into the room, it was absolutely disgusting, smelt funny, and I was not happy with it. Oh, I forgot. There was one thing about Norbreck that was interesting. Shall I tell you my little weird experience with it? The room was
Well,
lovely. My room was lovely and clean. It was just a small little single room that was like you had when you were a kid or when you stayed at your grand's house or something. The weird thing is it had a really nice bathroom with a bath that had all been recently refitted, and that was actually bigger than the bedroom part. Um, but on my, I think it was the second night, or maybe it was the first. I think it was the first night. Um, it was quite late. It was probably I went to bed at midnight or whenever it was we disappeared, and then probably about 2 a.m. I heard all this rowing. Right, rowing when people are getting to their room late at night all drunk, and it was obviously a guy and his mate. Because his mate was like, going, I've done it now. Oh my God, we're going to be in trouble. It was more northern accent, but I can't do one. You need Muso to do that. All
Oh
right,
God, you've
lad.
done it
Oh,
now. We're gonna be in trouble now.
but I gum.
Oh.
Eccles cakes, bombs, etc. And his mate was going, shh, come on now, and this. And then there was this like screaming sounds from the room, like, oh my God, the blood, oh my God. And I was like, like you're freaking out, you don't know what's going on. And then you heard like staff coming up to the room. Then you heard guests coming out, going, speaking again, also very northern, can't you shut the fuck up and all this sort of thing. And the next day, there was a load of sheets outside of that room, and there was like blood stains all over it. So it was really weird. The guys, they literally sounded like they'd maybe had a fight, but murdered somebody, and that's what they were freaking out about.
That's Blackpool, mate. What do you expect?
Is that just
That's what
Blackpool in general?
It was just Blackpool in general.
Oh,
Don't ever
okay.
go there out of season, mate.
Oh,
Ever.
is it out of
It's
season when
horrifying.
it's? Oh,
I
really?
can't get over how weird you sound, Muso. You sound like a different person.
What you mean? I actually sound coherent, or just?
There's like a twang. It's like someone doing a bad impression of you.
It's definitely me. My voice is just still a bit rough from the weekend. That's all.
You sound like you've when you see those like comedy shows where like someone's like had something that they're allergic to and their tongue's like 5 times the size.
Oh. My
It's
2-year-old
fine.
nephew.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
It's all good. It's all good.
pictures.
There we go. My 2-year-old nephew found a bag of drugs in the room. Wouldn't advise anyone to stay here. Pictures on
Oh,
booking.com are totally different when you get here. Walked in, the room was disgusting. Shower curtain was filthy. My 2-year-old nephew found an empty bag of cocaine under the bed. Reception offered to swap our room, which was a
Swap the
tiny
bag.
bit big. Yes. Oh, it's brilliant.
Look at this.
If
So,
it would have been a full bag, he could have sold it and got the money back for his room. You know?
And how did the 2-year-old know it was cocaine?
yeah, that's true. Look at this. So you got a lampshade here with a bit of smeg and a bug on it. You've got. It shows
There's an amazing picture on there somewhere of a
what's
guy
this
passed out
on the
on the
tile.
floor.
Oh, look at these tiles. They've got some sort of splatterants on them with it looks like a pubic hair. Nice.
Oh my god!
There's
Bukkake.
there's a brilliant picture of a drunk guy passed out in a corridor on the floor by the rooms somewhere.
What is that? Is that a toilet seat? Nice.
That'll be why.
Do you remember there was a girl who got done on Twitter for yeah, manhole, yeah, sideways trajectory. There was a girl on Twitter who caused an uproar for licking a toilet seat on an aeroplane. To be honest, I'd take the toilet seat on an aeroplane any day to this, where there's clearly going to be grunk.
I can't remember if it was. I was coming back from one of the talks, and I don't know if it was you I mentioned it to, or
look
to
at that.
Neil, right? You know that you know when you've been to Norbreck, guys, you've got the talks are in like the rooms off the back, and you go past
Yeah.
the corridor, and it's got the vending machine, the sofas on it.
Yeah.
There's a disabled loo there, and the disabled loo, the alarm was going off in
Right.
it. That the panic alarm that someone had fallen, and this cleaner was just walking around ignoring it.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
I said to her, hang on, I saw some disabled person go in the loo. The alarm's going off now. Oh, is
my
it,
God.
love? Oh, all right.
Thanks for letting me know. I'll go pull the plug.
I'll go switch the alarm off and just leave them on the floor.
What I love with
Guys,
this
I've got to shoot because I'm trying to download something on here, and I'm worried it's going to mess up the audio.
Yeah, no worries.
I've got to shoot. I'll
All
chat
right,
to you guys in
dude.
a little bit.
All right, man.
Catch you later.
Hey.
Oh.
See you, Dan.
You see this cupboard here? I've seen people on like Gumtree try to sell furniture in that sort of condition.
What, from the Norbreck?
It could be. And you know, I've always known. Oh, that's not shit, is it? You know, like I've always it amuses me when you're on a Gumtree ad, where someone says, it'll be like DAB radio for sale. You know, good condition, needs a clean. Yeah. And you see it and it looks a bit smeggy, and you think, why the frick aren't you cleaning it then? You know, it's when people take no care. Oh, you said the food was bad there, but look, that looks all right, doesn't it? Grey food.
That's not. They didn't. That is not food served at the Norbreck. You get
Don't
shit,
eat
or you get
at.
nothing. That's what you get at the Norbreck.
There, honestly, don't eat at the Norbreck, right?
No.
If you want to eat near the Norbreck, the chippy behind is tremendous.
Oh yes. No, I agree with you on that. Sarah and I went there both days at Play Expo.
Really good chippy. And
Yeah.
in town, if you're on the tram, there's some really good places to get some food anyway. At similar
What
price.
is that? Look at the state of them curtains.
Oh, it's magical.
But it makes you wonder what it could even be. Do you see what I mean? What the hell?
Yeah.
Let's face it. We all know what it is. We just don't want to say it.
Well, I tell you what, if I am severely defunct in that department, if is what we all think it is. Do you know what I mean?
Man, I was saying, looks can be deceiving, especially with food. No, trust me. Don't eat
two of the
at
guys
the Norbreck.
Two of the guys who I know who I think had met for the first time at Expo Blackpool last year, and they had no idea what the Norbreck was like, so they decided to book themselves a room in there just because it was obviously right near to the convention, you know, where it was going on. And when they got there and I said, you know, have you really booked yourselves a night in here? They were like, yeah, why? It was like the collective group of every single YouTuber just turned around and looked at them and just shook their heads and did the whole "oh" kind of thing towards them, you know.
It's magical.
But as an expo venue, it's great.
Oh yeah, it is. It's just don't stay in the hotel.
Oh no, I'm
It's the
staying in
motel.
it. I'm staying in it because it's the last one. I'm staying in the Norbreck.
Yeah, I have to
Alright.
say that I quite liked staying in the guest house. Oh, that my room was a bit like that, by the way, and maybe that was even the room. We stayed at a guest house last time, which I think was quite nice. I had about 6 beds. I could have had
Mm.
an orgy or something, a midget orgy. I don't know why it had to be midgets actually, because they were just normal sized beds. But maybe you can double up if you get midgets.
You could
But
have got 12 midgets in there. Two
12.
couples. Yeah, 6 couples. No, 2 couples. 1 couple per bed, couldn't you?
That's exactly it, top to tail. And
Yeah.
I think it lacked character though. It was nice, but I think Norbrecht, it's really because you just go straight from being totally blotto in the bar because there's no real food to eat, and then you're just sort of
Hmm.
in bed, aren't you? You just drag yourself up those stairs. You
I
don't need a
mean, the
tram
great
pass.
thing about it is that obviously the after expo party,
Yeah.
we can just stay in the venue, and then obviously there is a bar, which is great. That was the problem with Manchester,
Yeah.
is that we all had to kind of leave unless we had. I mean, we all ended up going back to the venue after we'd been to NQ64 because there was a bit of a party going on, and we just got back
But
in.
it didn't have a bar and stuff, which didn't attract people to come to it.
Yeah, it was not really a bar, but they had the same kind of drinks facilities as they'd had through the day.
Mm.
We're talking like £5 for a little can of
Yeah.
record liquor.
That's what I'm
So,
saying.
I
That's
mean,
what I'm saying. Not
just
like
in
not like the
Manchester, it was
Norbreck and
just
it's
expensive.
not
Just
like the Norbreck and
expensive.
it's legendary 170 a pint
Oh yeah,
of beer, generic beer. Doesn't not no brand specified.
Weisser Brow or something like that.
Yes, I have booked the Norbreck for this time. Go on, Andrew. Say where I've booked.
Oh, you've booked the penthouse suite, haven't you?
Yes.
Like
I'm
that
sure
makes
you
a
told me
difference.
this at the weekend, Andrew.
I
I'm sure.
have,
Oh,
mate.
but you know what it
Yeah,
means. The
I have.
penthouse suite isn't. Look at that random picture with a
It's just a
crab.
room with a stack of copies of Penthouse from
Yeah,
the
that's what
80s
I'm
in it.
thinking with the bukkakied curtains. Floating Fat Man sent something. I don't know about this link, Floating Fat Man. I'm going to click
I'm
it
going to
first.
click it and have a look. That's what.
Oh yeah, it's more of
Oh,
an. It's an Oompa Loompa. It's an Oompa Loompa.
that'll do. That'll do. But the
Oh,
Norbreck Penthouse.
I tell you
I
what. Looking at that, remember, there was something to be said about Blackpool, and I'm gonna. I told my wife about this. We went to buy fish and chips and walking around, like the usual thing, and I was impressed at how dolled up the ladies were. Do you know what I mean? Every lady I passed, who I guess was a local lady, they were all made up, dressed in nice, sparkly clothes, high heels, the full Monty. So I'm guessing up north, they know how to put on the razzle dazzle. Oh,
wouldn't exactly call it the razzle dazzle.
Well, I
the it looks like there's a TV show, isn't there, where people are all up north doing that.
Do you remember last
Is there?
Blackpool as well, Andrew? My ill-fated expedition into town.
That's where you had an altercation with a tramp.
Kind of, yeah, that was the one. Yeah, so we decided, all right, we'll all go nip back to our hotels, get changed, whatever. Be back for the after party in the Norbreck. Great. Took the tram into town at 4 o'clock, and then it was the week of the illuminations starting, and I got stuck in town, and I was in jeans and t-shirt, and I couldn't get back to the Norbreck. I was walking up with the trams, but none of the trams were running, and then I got stuck in this tram stop with this insane guy who was berating the Prime Minister on his phone with a pair of headphones that weren't connected to anything with the wire dangling by his waist. And I'm sort of stood there hiding, thinking, please don't engage with me. Please don't talk to me. I knew if I walked past him, he was going to bring me in on his wacky conversation. But that was proper nuts.
Again, mate, that's just Blackpool out of season.
Yes.
Genuinely, I've seen
Yeah.
some things in Blackpool out of season, and some stuff that I don't want to remember. Night from Hell 2018.
Now you found a picture, Andrew, once
Stay
of
away from
what you thought was a dogger or something at
What?
the North,
Oh no!
but that
It
was
was
a different.
yeah, it was one of the other. It was one of the other hotels in the Britannia Group chain. It was a woman doing something on one of the landings.
But it
of
was
the
a video,
hotels.
I believe.
It was a video, yeah. It was a video, yes.
So it's all happening. It's all. Oh yeah. So floating fat man says what happens in Blackpool stays in Blackpool. No, it pretty much is the Vegas of the north.
It is.
It has the lights. It has the casinos. It has the shitty kettles.
I'll put it this way: Blackpool is only about a half an hour's drive away from me, and we never go.
Ah,
Just because we know what it's like. You know, if you live near Blackpool, you know well enough to kind of avoid Blackpool.
so is there like I'm just googling the worst pictures ever on TripAdvisor. Oh, I don't know if we're gonna. I might have to. Oh, we'll have to actually do research on this one.
Yeah, but who doesn't love Blackpool and its tattiness?
Where else? If it wasn't Blackpool though, where else would you wish it was? Would it be like Skegness or something?
Well, certainly not real or anywhere like that. You know,
Skeggy would be good. Skeggy, Play Expo Skeg.
you could put it on in Butlins.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be good, wouldn't it? Butland would be awesome. Like an out of season, so you'd have all the facilities. But
Yeah. That'd be a huge event. Huge event.
well, there we go. So I think we've covered all the topics today.
North Devon Play Expo. I don't know about that.
Liverpool Play Expo. You could have Scouse Play Expo.
Yeah.
So that is the next Play Expo then.
Blackpool. I think it's Glasgow and then Blackpool.
Yeah. That's it. There's no London this year.
Oh really? I was going to say I wasn't really that enamored with London.
Yeah, I think the venue was a bit.
It was huge.
But it wasn't.
But it's a venue designed for live bands and stuff, really, innit? So it wasn't really designed for an expo.
No.
I mean, I didn't
exactly.
go, but I know everybody that went. One thing that everybody was saying was how dark it was.
It was. It was also loud. It was very echoey throughout.
Oh look, there's Neil. No.
Hello there, cave dwellers.
That's my mistake, but who's that? Because it said like Manchester 2016. I was like, I didn't know Neil went then, but it's not him, is it? Although, Andrew, do you think we should cut paste this picture?
Yeah, do that or just paste his face on top of it.
Yeah.
No, I think that's good enough as is. Because we had some Neil, Dan. What's Dan's channel, Andrew? Do you remember? He was doing Neil cosplay.
Oh, Dangelis Retro Collections.
Dangelis Retro Recollections, isn't it?
That's
Yeah.
him. Yeah. He looked like he was cosplaying Neil all weekend.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any pictures of that, but
I wish I had the sense of style that Neil has. Genuinely, Neil always looks so smart.
or just wear a jacket. Stop being a scruffy northerner.
But it's kind of my thing, isn't it? You know, I have this kind of thing where I want to be the scruffiest bastard on YouTube.
So you wish it, but not enough to be motivated to go to a charity shop and buy a £3 jacket.
My jacket was from a charity shop. Thank you very bloody much.
Yeah, but you've got the option of that or a suit jacket.
Yeah, true. I mean, I do have my suit jacket for when I'm gigging, but you know that only comes out for the nicest of social clubs. You know what I mean?
So Costado says not every bald man with a beard is Neil.
Really?
Oh,
Are you
well,
sure?
I don't know.
Horror.
Retro recollections. Let's have a look.
This video is sponsored by Monster Joysticks.
This video
Level up
is
your
sponsored
Raspberry
by
Pi
Neil
gaming.
Cosplay. No, level up your Neil Cosplay.
Neil's cosplay is made from genuine Sanwa arcade parts.
There we go. I don't know, with a bit of hair, I reckon I could do a Neil cosplay a little bit. Just get the old. Oh, should we have a go? I might have a go with the old gimp. Hang on,
What?
that's not prison slang. Where do we go? We go to downloads.
My missus is sat next to me here as you just said that, and she just burst out laughing. Literally.
What's that? I can't even remember what I said now.
You just said I might try it with the old gimp, and she literally just burst out laughing.
The hairless gimp. I'll become a hairless gimp. The Duncan Goodyear wig. Yeah, that's right. I need a Duncan Goodyear quiff. And Cascado's off. Castado, come
Oh,
on. You're gonna go not tending your tulips.
it is late for the
Down.
gentleman. He has travelled, and he travelled the furthest of anyone to get to Manchester.
No, you guys really do come from all over the country up to Manchester for that weekend, didn't you?
I don't
Don't I'd
think
have
Castado's been at every event, really. Literally
yes.
every event that I have. Oh, what have they done with GIMP? Look at all these bloody icons. Why is it always? It's the same features. It's just like Eagle. They've just changed all the.
Oh, you were saying goodbye to
Oh,
McBeam.
McBeam, you
Sorry.
going? Oh, sorry, McBeam. Bye, McBeam. Oh. Yeah, so do you hate this unnecessary changing the icons in products, especially like those video editing ones we use? I'm gonna have to go in blind now. No, I think I'm just gonna do it crudely, Andrew.
Okay.
Crudely and unconvincingly. I think that's the proper way. It's almost like doing a YouTube thumbnail, isn't it? This.
I want to see what you can do. Take the top of his head off and stick it on your own.
Yeah, I think that's easiest.
Yeah.
I don't know if our heads are compatible, but it might be close enough. Oh no, no, that's not right. Hang on. This is why you use paint, proper art package, not this bollocks. Let's go again.
Believe it,
Undo.
this is a program I've never ever used, so I'm kind
Oh,
of
GIMP.
fascinated just watching you do this.
I'm actually really good at it, but this version they've just changed all the icons and absolutely
Yeah, yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Honestly, that I've lost the ability. I think I'm going to go for that much. Right.
Costado says the first time he saw you, you were nodding off during a talk in the Norbrag.
Oh, really? What was it about, Castado? Me? I was nodding off
Apparently. Not
in
me.
in the Norbrak. Was I
Mm,
snoring?
mm.
Oh, bollocks! I think we're going to just go to paint. It's just fix this stupid thing. Oh my word, Castado! My memory is so bad these days. I can't remember anything at all. And all I remember is definitely bumping into you quite a lot over the years now. Come on now. Ah, okay. I know it's a cruder mechanism, but it seems to work. Yeah, that's done. Look good, that is. I reckon I should work for
See,
Hollywood.
you do that, you could make yourself look like Keith Apicary.
He must do some serious working out. Have you seen his version of a burpee where it's basically bouncing
Yeah,
and that's insane.
it's crazy. I mean, it's a really good character that he's created, to be honest. A really good character.
I really fancy just building a set and smashing it up. I was so impressed with the
Oh, you mean like
Christmas.
they did on the AVGN Christmas special? It
Yeah,
really was impressive how they did that. Totally smashed everything up and caught it with like 3 cameras.
I think they look like they're having a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, slapstick comedy is always funny. It's always funny.
Unless it's Woody Allen.
Oh yeah, no, I've never been a fan of Woody Allen, if I'm honest.
All right, I think I need to do a better job of the whole facial. Do you remember that scene in Running Man?
Which one?
The one where he's doing like
Oh, with the digital mat where he's
Oh,
fighting
yes.
stunt double.
this is
Yeah,
basically the same thing, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. Probably not quite as high tech, but yes.
How do you end it? Oh, escape cancels, return commits. Ah, that's what they've changed. How you do that? This is gonna work. Oh God, maybe not or both at the same time.
Killian, here is Sub-Zero. Now, Plane Zero.
I thought that was a brilliant movie, and it had a
It's a
very
really good
interesting.
movie.
Didn't it have a very interesting thing because it was several directors or something. Nobody kind of wanted to do it. Andrew will
Yeah,
know.
and the guy who
Sorry,
ended up
the
finishing.
director
Oh,
of
sorry.
Running Man was Starsky from Starsky and Hutch.
No, that was
Yep.
the eventual director, right?
The eventual director was, which is why Running Man looks like a TV movie, because he'd never theatrically directed a film before, so he was only used to working in the TV ratios,
Oh, really?
which is why it looks like a TV movie, the way it's framed for a lot of it.
Why was Mick Fleetwood in it? I like Mick Fleetwood, but why is he in it?
I don't know. He probably just
Okay.
turned up on set one day and said, "I'm in the film." They went, "Okay, mate."
All right,
Howard
well,
Faltermeyer did the soundtrack for it as well.
no idea who he is. What
He
did
was
Guy
he
did
do?
Axel F.
Axel F. Yeah.
Oh, right. God, bloody hell. Putting a lot of effort into this art. Should
I'm
plug in my
truly
Wacom.
terrified. Truly terrified here.
It's like I can't be bothered to go back and undo and fix my face. So I'm just gonna like blur it out a bit. It's starting to look.
That is a bit creepy now. That is getting a bit creepy.
Imagine just sending it to people like, I made this for you.
I'm wearing your scalp.
Yeah, it's just only the scalp. Oh,
you could have
my
made
word.
you could have made yourself into a cone head, like literally with this.
That is. I love that. I think I should tweet this back now. Needs a bit. Well, what else do you think it needs, or just like that? Is it perfect enough?
Oh my god!
I think it just a touch more, working on. Got these bags. You can't get rid of these bags anymore, Andrew. I think it might be permanent to start putting on that makeup now. Right. Yeah, that is creepy. Perfect. So what do? We do export as. Always putting my bloody downloads. Oh, downloads, and we're going to call it lovely. Oh, lovely.gif.jpg. And that's going to go on Twitter.
That's lovely, that is.
I like how we put so much effort into certain types of media, like the Pam St. Clement and stuff like that.
Well,
Well, what's the next one, Andrew?
Well, you know what it is. Are we going to announce it?
Well, where is it? I haven't bought it, have I? Or did I buy it? I can't remember.
No, I sent you a link to it, but I don't know if you bought it yet.
Oh, no, I don't think I bought it.
I'll send you a link to it again. Do you want to announce what it is?
Send me the link and we'll do it together, shall we?
Okay, 2 seconds. I'll send you the link.
I think Costado, you are in Twitter, aren't you? I don't know. Oh, yes, there you go. Retro Recollections. I'm just adding. Boom. Tweets. The tweets have left the email account.
Let's see if they are showing up on my Twitter feed.
Right. So I need to load up a YouTube. eBay.
Mm-hmm. I'll send you it as a DM over Discord.
So this is very special. So anybody watching the last few streams, it's Lewis Rossman got bad bags. I think bags are probably a sign of you need more sleep, and I definitely could do with more of that.
There we go, Andrew.
All right, let's do
I think
that.
Lewis Rossman could probably do with a bit more sleep, and then maybe he wouldn't be so angry all the time.
So we did the Pam St. Clair special edition montage. So now we're going to be doing the Crankies. And for any of our foreign guests, Andrew, how would you describe the Crankies?
The pinnacle of British entertainment.
So they were most active probably in the 70s and 80s?
Probably, yeah, 70s and 80s. They started actually as quite an adult act, but then they got sort of watered down and became a staple of kids' TV in the 80s.
Yeah.
Basically, a man and his wife. His wife dresses up as a naughty schoolboy who
Yes.
he kind of berates at every opportunity.
And you could get some pictures there. I mean, that they were quite entertaining. I definitely enjoyed that. They must have
They
been
were.
doing it for years. Are they still active?
They still are active, but at one point they were swingers.
Really?
Mm.
Oh, look, John Barrowman was doing something there.
Yeah, they've done panto with him.
What's this one? John Barrowman as Dick Whittington and the Crankies as Counselor and Jimmy Cranky. So who was Counselor? I don't remember that famous
No,
character.
no, it's Ian Cranky would have been playing Counselor.
Oh, look, and that's from Benidorm, isn't it? I think that chap's
Mm-hmm.
died now, hasn't he? The guy who plays the
Donald, yes, he's
Donald.
died.
Donald. I mean, he was one of the main characters, wasn't he? Really, Donald and his lady.
That's right.
But if you see in that picture, she doesn't look very particularly small, does she?
She is. She is. But I tell you what, there's a lucky person out there who's getting a signed photo of the Crankies.
I think there's so much good material here as well. That collage will pretty much make itself.
Yes.
But I'm gonna take my time. And what does that say though? Fan Dabby Dozy. Is that what that was? Fan Dabby
That's right.
Fan Dabby Dozy. So that was signed by Jimmy Cranky. Is that right? So really though, I would prefer it if it was signed by both, Andrew.
I think it'll do, to be honest. I think only she signs them.
And I think a £6 budget is probably about the top end.
Top end, yeah. You don't want to get some dear ones on there, actually.
Oh, they really are. I mean, if you consider by the time I've added the photo frame and everything, it comes actually quite a. It's not a joke price by then. It's probably like 30 quid. Oh, look, there you go. That's signed by both. That's I don't know that black and white one though. I think will look really nice. I'm gonna
It
buy
will.
that one. I'm just gonna click buy it now though in another window because we don't
Fan Dabby Dorsey.
buy it now.
Oh, it's
Oh, Costello's never ever seen it. And Floating Fat Man though says very creepy couple. I don't know if that's fair.
Oh, the Crankies. Who didn't love the Crankies?
There's somebody at the door. Come on, name that show.
That's actually my doorbell at home.
Really?
Yeah, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I can show you a video.
I was speaking to Neil about that today.
What about my doorbell?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I quite like this advert here. It has a breathable beret cap. I think I could pull that off, to be honest with you.
Right.
I'm going to load that up while I'm just clicking the confirm.
There you go, Andrew. You can play this on if you want. That is a video of my doorbell before I put it up on the wall.
I'm going to.
When I programmed it, you will love it.
Okay, so just to
Neil has seen a tweet.
Confirm it's all done, and not only that, Andrew, just before I take this window off, this is the confirmation.
Yeah.
But on the bottom, look, it looks like there's some sexy signatures there, autographs
All right.
going on.
Who have we got?
It's got Nell McAndrew and Sunny Mabry. Angel Snakes? Whatever that
I don't know who that is. No.
Angel Snake sounds like a porno name. Okay, so we're going to copy link. By the way, that's the mesh beret cap. I think I should definitely get one for. No, it's going to be October in Blackpool, so we won't bother with that. Okay.
There you go.
Oh, I don't know if people can hear that. Hang on.
See if you can.
No. I think what we're going to have to do is that a link to your YouTube?
You can share that. Yeah, you can share that.
That's all public.
That's all public. You can share that. Yes, because if you look, Rod Hull's stepdaughter commented on it.
You've had quite a lot of views as well for that.
Well, it's the best doorbell in the world ever.
Is this Pink Windmill Kids Rob Thingy's stepdaughter?
Yes, that is Rod Hull's stepdaughter.
That's fantastic. And you know what? To be fair, we get a lot of Rod out of Rod Hull, don't we? We used to have a joke every week. We stopped
had
that.
a Rod Hull. But who doesn't like that as a doorbell?
Retro Tech Ralph, clearly.
Yes, and grot bags.
Grot bags, yeah. So, grot bags.
She's dead.
Is she dead?
Yeah, she
I'm
died
gonna
last year.
say in the right.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
I think in
Yeah,
the right light, I think she could have been quite fanciable if I was an adult at the time that this was out.
I don't think so.
You don't
No,
think so? Those things she could
No.
teach you
it.
about magic.
But she was apparently she was a legend on the club scene though.
What does that mean though? Like club singing or club
Club
dancing?
club singing.
Oh,
She was a
really?
legend. Yeah, Carol Lee Scott.
Hmm.
She was a legend in the working men's clubs.
Oddly, I never bumped into her.
Maybe before your time though, mate. I mean,
Possibly, yeah. I think she didn't she go back to it after she'd finished grot bags? I don't know.
well, she was. Yeah, but I mean, this was in the early '70s. She started.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we'll have to play with Photoshop again on one of the future streams. Right. Well, I don't know. I think it's probably time to go to bed or something, or what? Those Netflix shows won't watch themselves.
Mm.
Just one quick question though before I go, and this is open to the stream, of course. In my fridge, I have Fabs. I
Hmm.
have what's the orange? Sorry, the lime and vanilla twisty ice cream,
Twisters.
Twisters.
Twisters, and I have the Cornettos, but they're not Cornettos. I think they might be like a crunchy version of a Cornetto.
Right.
So I might have an ice cream. Basically, what I'm saying, I'm gonna have an ice cream, and I'm gonna eat an ice cream in bed watching Netflix.
So how does that become a question for
That was a
for us?
long-winded thing just to say you're going to eat an ice cream.
No. The
Yeah.
question is, what one should it be?
Twister.
Oh, no,
Okay,
but if there's a chocolate ice cream of some kind, they should have that.
so the chocolate always trumps. Yeah, this is a Cornetto one, right? They've always got
Yeah.
some chocolate, even if it's in
Yeah.
the inside of the wafer. So you've got we've got two for Twister because Gaming Moose had a Twister. Two for Cornetto because Andrew said that.
Mm.
Manhole says ice cream. So that means that's not a fab. So that's
Edwin says ice will keep you awake.
it might do.
Mm.
Costado says Cornetto is the best chance of a mess in bed.
Mm.
I don't need normally too much help to make a mess in bed, especially if I'm on my own with my treats. So I think at the end of voting, that means Cornetto. So it should be a Cornetto, and that will be available on my more adult streaming service. Please have
Chat.
your Please have your
Yeah.
tips ready.
Yeah. Chat roulette.
Chat roulette, and
100 tokens to see Andrew squirt.
I have been practicing my squatting a lot recently so that I can ease myself down gently on whatever type of ornament you choose. Depends though on how much you bid. Andrew, what's that noise as well? That'll be the sound of
What?
the alarms ringing every time
Ah.
somebody gives a tip.
Oh yes, it'll sound like Jimmy Savile having a wank, or the jangly jewelry noises.
Exactly. So thank you so much for joining the stream, guys, and thank you so much to my very special guests who invited themselves into Discord, Gaming Muso and Andrew Dalton. Bye.
Bye bye.